We must build our organisation and connect it to the masses. Party members must redouble their efforts to grow our organisation and draw the best elements of the working class towards it. Only the most consistent and single-minded approach to the seemingly humdrum, everyday, unglamorous tasks of contacting workers, enlisting them into the party, and initiating them into our politics and understanding will enable us to build our party into a revolutionary vanguard. The following resolution was passed unanimously by the 10th Party Congress of the CPGB-ML. This Congress notes the following context to our work at the present time. 1. The intensifying global capitalist crisis of overproduction, which in Britain has triggered a continuous program of money printing, quantitative easing, and austerity since 2008, has been exacerbated by NATO's proxy war on Russia and the backfiring of its sanctions regime on the European and Anglo-American imperialists. 2. NATO's program of ever more regional wars to keep hold of its neo-colonial possessions, notably with the increased tempo of the Anglo-American EU-Israeli genocide in Palestine since October 8, 2023, and its wars in Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, Afghanistan, Libya, Iraq, and Iran, its continuous program of Monroe Doctrine coups and wars in South and Central America, and the action against the newly liberated nations of the Sahel from French and US imperialism in Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. 3. NATO's program of escalating political destabilization, economic sanctions, and military threats being made against all countries that remain or are becoming free of its control, including Cuba, the DPRK, Venezuela, Iran, China, Russia, and the Sahel states, a program carried out via USAID, the CIA, the National Endowment for Democracy, and a plethora of interlocked NGOs, which are all agencies of US imperialism, in its quest to maintain a global stranglehold on the natural resources and workers of all nations, and to keep the latter in subjection as super-exploited wage slaves. 4. The domestic cost of living crisis that the above conditions have brought upon the British working class, which as an increasingly parasitic excrescence living off the body of third world labour is inextricably economically linked to the global system of imperialism. 5. The political crisis that has been triggered in domestic British affairs by the above phenomena, which has been intensified since Gordon Brown's bailing out of the British bankers in 2008 by Brexit, by the very British anti-Corbyn coup that took place with the full complicity and active participation of the Labour Party, and by the rising tide of anti-imperialist opposition of the Palestinian solidarity movement in Britain. In light of all the above, this Congress believes that opportunities for the growth of a genuinely revolutionary alternative in Britain are growing. The British ruling class is fully aware of this, and in addition to the direct repression of our party and its activists, in addition to the suppression of our literature and message, in addition to using all its media, including social media, monopoly to repress and censor our literature, it is evident that the growing appetite of the British working class for our party's message and leadership is leading to a period of upswing in the tempo of the movement on the one hand, and rising state repression of our party on the other. Congress therefore resolves that the party should redouble its efforts to strengthen the political resolve and organisational discipline of our party, in line with our constitution and rules, which have been drawn up precisely to reflect the great lessons and successes of the communist movement and of the Third International, and to draw upon the experience of the Russian revolutions of 1905 and 1917, and of the great teachings and practice of V.I. Lenin and the Bolsheviks. Congress reaffirms its commitment to drawing advanced workers into active supporter status and calls upon every member and candidate member of the party to engage in this crucial task. Only by drawing the advanced workers away from the dead hand of social democracy, the Labour Party, its left-wingers, its various Trotskyite revisionists and Corbynista hangers-on, and all those who promote the idea of a return to old Labour or to Bennite social democracy, etc., and into the revolutionary movement can we forge the deep roots among the masses, among the British working class, that will allow us to survive and thrive in these turbulent times. Congress further calls upon every member and candidate member to commit to the program of personal study outlined in the party's educational program and to engage actively with the group study as well as with branch building and party building. Congress further calls upon every member and candidate member 1. To commit to the program of personal study outlined in the party's educational program and to engage actively with the group study as well as with branch building and party building. 2. To adopt Comrade Stalin's advice and to emulate the, quote, Russian revolutionary sweep, end quote, to be bold and courageous in the execution of our work and in the face of the hostile class and its state. 3. To be consistent and single-minded in approaching party work and tasks, and to persist in the seemingly humdrum, everyday, drab, and unglamorous tasks of contacting workers, enlisting them into the party, and initiating them into our politics and understanding. 4. To strengthen regional and branch structures, and to cement the links between all these groups and the central leadership as elected and chosen by the whole of our active membership at the Party Congress. Congress reaffirms its belief that only the strictest Leninist discipline will allow our party to act as one, and to rally around itself and gain the trust of the broadest possible sections of the working class. Only such an approach will allow us to strengthen the working class and lead it in its historical mission of becoming the ruling class, establishing the dictatorship of the proletariat and building a happy, secure, socialist future for all.